Townley and Dungey. Look at this, side by side. There's one line on this jump, and they almost collided there. Watch this, the next lap, Dungey gets next to him again. Townley just would not give that #1 spot back. Look at this.
Watch this, the riders are tooth and nail all the way through, and this is on the final lap.
Townley throws it away. Reed tangles with Townley. Dungey squeezes through. That's the way it's gone this season for the #5.
It was a roll of the dice. If the bike would have fallen the other way, it would have taken Dungey out and Reed would have got a win. But hey, that's what happens when you're the champion. You get all the luck.
Yeah, unbelievable. Ryan Dungey squeaks through to get the first Moto victory, and he's out front here in Moto 2. Ben Townley, like you said, Jeff, had the lead in the last lap of that first race today. He can still see Dungey here in the second one.
Well, and while we were watching those highlights, Dungey turned to 2:17.7, Townley up into the 2:18s, and Reed at 2:17.
Yeah, so they're pretty much matching the pace. Let's see Alessi here on the 800 on that new 350 KTM. Everyone else out here running 450cc bikes, like Short on the 29 and Metcalf on the 24. That's a pair of Honda 450s, but two different teams. The factory Red Bull team of Short and the Geico Power Sports support team of Metcalf. Metcalf has really been shining this year on this bike.
Well, and he was just off of the lead pack for most of the first moto. But I tell you now, it's mentally going to be frustrating for Short, who was once again had to start and got dropped by 3 other riders.
And these bikes come off the shelf the same way. They're both 450cc Hondas, but the two teams have two completely different ways, of course, of tuning these machines. But it's amazing that they meet basically right here in the middle on the racetrack. And then Alessi on the 350 KTM, a little bit lighter, a little bit easier to handle. He's keeping some heat on them.
Yeah, he is, you know, but you just wonder if the displacement is really working against him, you know. Alessi, he wants it so bad. I don't know, there's just something not working for it right now. He just doesn't seem to be trying hard enough because he wants it so bad.
Yeah, it's almost the opposite, working against him. He is in 6th right now, and they're, of course, all chasing Ryan Dungey, who's beginning to inch away again. We started this show saying, is he unbeatable? He just might be today at Redbud. Stay with us here on NBC. For everything action sports, log on to allysports.com. We've been talking about our first moto today, and we have live webcast coverage of each and every first moto in this tour on Ally Sports. Check it out for videos, photos, results, athlete bios, and more. And that includes more information on Ryan Dungey, the man leading this race. Speaking of Ally Sports, let's throw it down to Jackie Pickering of Ally. Jackie?
Thanks, Jason. Well, speaking of allysports.com, that's where you go for everything action sports, and it is also the home for the Ally Show, which features a different action sports athlete every week. If you missed it at High Point, we caught up with the Hahn brothers. Let's check out the feature.
Texas. This is where my brother and I live.
When we were growing up, it was always competitive, and you know, it's always been playful too, but it's the same way to this day. Like, I want to be better on race day than he does, because on the way home, it's who has the bragging rights, you know?
It's pretty easy to forget about me. I'm not really outspoken or anything. I just try to let my riding do the talking.
Well, if that little teaser just wasn't enough, make sure to log on to allysports.com for the full episode. But before I send it back to the guys, I want to introduce a very special fan that has joined here with me, John Kibbe. John has been trying to make it out here for the last 8 years, but has been deployed over in Afghanistan. So, John, now that you're here for the first time right in front of Larocco's Leap, what was it like when you saw some people take that jump?
It's about the best thing I ever saw. This track is awesome. That's only... pretty much speechless. I don't know.
Well, that pretty much sums it up. He's speechless. Thank you so much, sir, and best of luck. I know you head back out on Monday, and we'll send it back over to you guys.
Happy Independence Day weekend for sure for him. We got a change over here. Chad Reed has gotten around Ben Townley for second, so he's going to make a run after Dungey. And we want to mention the Hahn boys. They're both out with injuries this weekend. Tommy broke 2 bones in his foot last week at Colorado, but he said he's going to be back for the next round of the tour. We get a weekend off, and they'll be racing at Millville, Minnesota. So it'll be good to see the number 10 back out there. And he normally mixes it up right here in these podium positions.
Yeah, it happened so quick in a motocross with those injuries, and both boys were trying really hard. Just like Chad Reed, who now has really caught fire and got past Townley. And you got to wonder, Townley mentioned that he got fatigued at the end of that first moto. Put in a strong beginning here to the second moto, but as we're halfway through, that foundation that he needed, probably not quite there yet.
That could be a factor as we watch Reed make this pass, man.
Yeah, that's right. You know, Reed, the more experience, he's used to winning races. He knows what it takes to outlast his opponents. But now, you know, he's looking at a 7-second gap up to Dungey. So, you know, it's all on him. But Dungey right now, he's followed short. He's followed Townley. He's not making mistakes. He's seen where their fast lines were. He's just capitalizing. He's got open track.
Yeah, in 13 minutes plus 2 laps. If he can reel in Dungey,
oh, it'd be huge.
He could win the overall. He was second to first moto. Any mistake by Ryan Dungey, which he hasn't cracked this season, okay, since he started winning, Dungey's been awesome. But you can see now Chad Reed just starting to bounce his way through this, starting to find a rhythm that he hasn't had the last few weeks.
Well, this is what motocross is all about, the nitty-gritty. Everyone can go fast for a few laps, but to do it twice on a rough track, see Short, now Metcalf, and the privateer Kyle Regal coming through.
But I think either way, for Chad Reed, this is going to be a great weekend. Even if he gets second this weekend, he's still going to make an impact.
Just missed the 33 of Josh Grant going by. He won this race last year. He is 8th right now, struggling big time. Ryan Sipes coming through the number 9 spot, over 30 seconds behind the leader, and the 122 on the Rockstar Valley Yamaha. Dan Reardon, the Australian, rounds out the top 10. So that's how close your top 10 are. They're all within about 36 seconds of each other. He's got that GoPro Hero on board. So we'll have some pretty cool shots. We usually show that stuff on the AllySports.com First Moto too. So
yeah, that's what's so great about the website. There's so much awesome content on there. Yeah, that's cool.
So Alessi is back in 7th. That's not where he wants to be. He's actually got passed by Regal, who is a privateer. And here is Reardon, who actually made his mark when Chad Reed was back home in his native Australia a couple of years ago in the summertime and decided to race a local motocross race. Dan Reardon gave Chad Reed all he can handle. And the American teams are out there immediately faxing contracts over to Dan Reardon, but he has not quite been able to live up to that height since he's moved to the U.S. Here he is in 10th.
He's had some flashes of brilliance here and there and shown some speed, but you know, he's hanging in there. This is a new team, this Valley Motorsports team. They've been through a host of riders this year. They've been just a barrage of injuries along the way. Tedesco, Michael Byrne, you know, you name it. But Reardon out there holding up the flag, top 10 here in AMA Motocross.
Well, it's truly an international event. You got Reardon, Metcalf, and Reed from Australia in the top 10. The New Zealander, Townley in 3rd. But the American, Dungey, leading the way on Independence Day weekend. Stay with us. Oh, they've been racing here for nearly 40 years, and this is why it's the motocross tradition for July 4th weekend. From fireworks on the track to fireworks off the track. They've got it all here at Redbud. That's why we pack in so many fans of all ages to watch the best motocross riders in the world do battle. Ryan Dungey is staking his claim as the best rider in the world. It's a little squirrely there on the top of that Redbud tabletop, though, Jeff.
Yeah, he missed his rut there, and I tell you, it's not hard to do right now. This track is brutal. It's treacherous out there, and the lines have changed. And where earlier in the moto, he might have gone right, or even in the first moto, now he's going left through here. And they were all over the place in Moto 1 as that battle just ensued, that you can see right now. And he's got no pressure right now, and he's starting to make those mistakes. So could that be that now he's backed off Jamie a little bit? So you make little mistakes. This is where you hand those races over. You have to stay focused all the way to the end.
What we saw in race 1, Townley gets all the way to the end, falls off. You know, could this be happening to Ryan Dungey? You know, you don't know. But it's those little mistakes that take people out of races. And yes, you know, he does have a comfortable cushion, but it's not comfortable enough if you crash.
Yeah, it's only 9 seconds between Dungey and Reed. Dungey right now is laying stake to the Rockstar Energy Drink fast lap, fastest lap of the moto. He ran a 2:19, or a 2:17.1, where Reed ran a 2:17.4 and Townley a 2:17.5. That's how close they are. They're only a few tenths off, but it's just enough for Dungey to get away.
Yeah, and with 7.5 minutes plus 2 laps left, you know, these things finish up like it is, with Reed finally getting the ship steered in the right direction. You know, coming into this, he was only 7 points behind Brett Metcalf. Reed was in 3rd point, Metcalf 2nd. This is going to tighten that battle up, because Metcalf, once again, is back in 5th in this moto.
Well, yeah, to give you